Please remind us of the name you signed up under and what items you want to speak on.
Andrea Vegaso, I signed up under general comment.
Okay, sure.
And housing.
If you move the microphone a little bit.
Sorry.
Thank you. Great.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's better.
All right, Andrea Vegaso, I signed up for general comment and housing.
Housing. Maybe.
Housing was item 3,
But,
I think.
I know what you mean.
But I
Okay.
can do the
Yes.
general comment.
Yes. So I know what you're talking about. So we'll give you a minute for the first item, which I think is item 3. Yes. And then a minute for general. So please begin.
We're here to demand a stop to the abuse and false narrative from Barrington Plaza, aka Douglas Emmett, and corporate interests corrupting the Ellis Act law, using it as an excuse to their true goal, getting rid of rent control units. The Ellis Act is specifically made to get out of the rental market. Barrington Plaza intends, yes, to put sprinklers in, but the end game is to renovate and re-rent at a much elevated price, eliminated 712 affordable units. We are currently more than 1,500 people. This is not a building. This is a community. This is a whole neighborhood. People who have lived there for as far as 50 years. People who have been born there. Seniors who are on rent control that will not only be evicted from the building, but from the city. And don't be fooled, we're not rich. Just because we live, quote unquote, on the west side, doesn't mean people from this community will end up in deplorable conditions or homeless.
Okay. Go ahead. General.
This is not only our fight. This is the city's fight to protect the future of our affordable housing. If you allow this law to be abused and misused, we will only be the first mass eviction. This will set precedent for companies around the city to evict rent-controlled tenants under the excuse of the Ellis Act. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Good morning.
Hi, sir. Which items had you signed up for?
Yeah, it's for general comment and housing as well.
Okay, I think you're meaning item 3.
Item 3, yes.
And sir, what was your name, please?
Claudio Montanari.
Okay, so please go ahead. You have a minute for each.
Okay. So I'm a resident of Barrington Plaza. Around 2 weeks ago, we received a mass eviction letter for all units and all tenants from the building because Douglas Emmett wants to install sprinklers in a building. We know that this is something that needs to happen and we are for it. What we are opposing is the way that Douglas Emmett is using the Ellis Act to evict a lot of people. I would say around 1,500 people. This is going to put a strain in the city rental market, which is already strained enough, and this is going to produce more homelessness. This is something that needs to be stopped. You guys are using the Ellis Act in a way that was never meant to be used. Please help us avoid this. You guys had a letter of recommendation by the fire chief in 2021. General?
Yes, please.
In 2021, where he underlined the way that this retrofitting with the fire sprinklers can be done in all 55 high-rise buildings in the city, using Barrington Plaza as the model of how to do this without evicting 712 units from the rental market. This law, once again, is being used in a really wrong way. This law was meant to help mom and pops landlords that were going out of the rental unit. This is not what Douglas Emmett is doing. They are not going out of the rental business. This law is not being used properly. Please help over 1,500 people not lose their homes. We are not being evicted from a building, we're being evicted from the city.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
The name you signed up under and what you want to speak on.
Good morning. My name is Abtin Nawab, line number 3, and general, please.
Sure. Please go ahead.
I live in Barrington Plaza, which locates in the 11th district. By the way, I wanted to thank you from this chamber and the president for giving us the time to address our issues. And thank you, Ms. Park, for being our councilwoman. Unfortunately, we've been served with the Ellis Act that we need to evacuate from our building. This is 712 units, about 1,500 people that are going to be out of their houses. Unfortunately, this apartment building, they mentioned they're going to go to renovation and take it out of the rental market. But that is not what's going on. Unfortunately, 1,500 people would be out of their homes. More than 30% of them are going to be homeless. So with that being said, our mayor, Karen Bass, said that we are fighting the homelessness. We are adding a lot more homeless people. And going back to the general, this is not only regarding the 11th district. It's going to be a model for other districts. Other landlords will be able to use this act in their benefits and start getting rid of these rental units. And we are having a housing crisis right now. And by already other landlords are raising up the prices of the rents. And guess what? If this goes through, they have a model that they're going to start using, and the other places in LA would be just on the landslide. Then it would be exactly the same thing would be happening to them. I really appreciate your time. Your attention on this matter is greatly appreciated. Thank you for, hopefully we will meet you in one of our gatherings, and I do appreciate for all your time for the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
I signed up under Mickey Gorell. I'm a 34-year resident of Barrington Plaza, and so I'm speaking about the, I think, unfair eviction notice that we got, and a wrong use of the Ellis Act to evict over people from 712 units so that sprinklers can be put in when in fact that could be done without evictions. We know that it could be done, and we think that that is a wrong use of the Ellis Act. So I'm here to raise that and hope that something can be done to prevent that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.